update on our weather for the rest of this evening, but more focused on to this weekend. It's going to be a little bit more of an active weekend as compared to what we've seen the last couple of days. So like I said, wanted to go through some of those impacts that we could see from them, as well as time out some of these showers and thunderstorms that will be rolling in. But the good news is, if you like the warmer weather, it is sticking around at least for the next, say, 24 to 36 hours before we start to see some of those changes. So what I'll do right now is just flip you around, show you those current conditions across the area, and then we'll get started with this update in full here in just a few minutes, probably about 30 seconds to a minute or so. But as you're tuning in this evening, certainly let us know where you're tuning in from. Are you ready for some showers or thunderstorms, or were you more looking forward to a dry and warm weekend? For me, certainly was looking forward to more of a dry and warm weekend, and I think at least to start off, it's going to be that way. And for most of western Montana, tomorrow should be, I'll say, the better day of the weekend to get out and enjoy the warm temperatures. Then we get into Sunday and things get a little bit more active and a little less conducive for outdoor plans. But even on Sunday right now, I don't think it's going to be a complete washout, but scattered showers and storms certainly will be there. So if you have any comments or questions as we go throughout this update, feel free to ask those. I'll keep an eye on the chat section as we go throughout this and try and answer those along the way. And I think I've got everything working here behind the scenes. At least right now it looks like everything's working the way that I had intended, so that's always a good sign. And yep, there we go. So I'd say let's fully get started in. I know we'll probably have a few people roll in and roll out as we go throughout this update, but overall today's been a very nice day. We've seen mostly clear skies, those temperatures warming into the 50s and 60s. A few areas, especially across northwest Montana, did make the lower 70s this afternoon. We're likely going to see those same types of temperatures tomorrow, 60s, and potentially some more 70s for northwest and west central portions of the state. But now that we've gone beyond sunset, or we're pretty much, getting beyond sunset at this point, temperature's still mild. 50s and 60s continue. 63 Missoula, 55 for Kalispell, down to 50 in both Butte and Dillon. Winds have been a little bit breezy this afternoon. Again, really along and south of Interstate 90 has been that focus. We've got those sustained winds, 15 to 20 miles per hour for both Missoula and Dillon. Gusts this afternoon have been anywhere from about 25 to 30 miles per hour. We'll likely see these continue for at least the next couple of hours before those winds start to taper off into early Saturday morning, but still looking at 15 to 20 miles per hour throughout the night. Can't rule that out. Now, as for those temperatures overnight, we're going to see those falling into the 30s and low 40s. Pretty mild for this time of the year. 36 in Kalispell, 40 in Missoula, 34 for Butte, and 35 in Bozeman. Overall, northwest, west central portions of the state, mostly clear to partly cloudy skies. Bozeman, we are going to begin to see more of that southwesterly flow that's going to move in for tomorrow, likely looking at an increase in cloud cover into tomorrow morning. Though, again, areas west of the divide, I think we're going to be looking at mostly sunshine to start the day. But then we get into the afternoon, and that's when things will start to change. That said, warm temperatures are expected for tomorrow. This is looking at the weekend forecast. We're looking at mid-60s for Butte and Bozeman tomorrow, 72 Kalispell, 74 for Missoula. We'll see those lows into Sunday morning, upper 30s to low to mid 40s, still another mild morning. Sunday, temperatures a little bit cooler. We're looking at mid-60s for Kalispell, Missoula, Bozeman, low 60s, maybe even upper 50s for Butte, and that's going to be due to a cold front and low pressure system that's going to be rolling in for Sunday, going to bring us much more widespread shower activity and maybe a few thunderstorms. But I think the higher thunderstorm specific threat likely comes on Saturday as things look right now. A little bit more instability involved, even though the coverage of those thunderstorms is going to be less. So Saturday, here's roughly our zone in this light shade of green. Kalispell, Missoula, Hamilton, Polson, Butte is really our focus for those thunderstorms on Saturday. Sunday, those become more scattered to widespread shower and thunderstorm activity, and really everywhere across the region will have that chance for some wet weather into Sunday. And going into Future Tracker, I'm just starting this right around 5 o'clock. I'm going to actually back this up just a hair, give you a sense of the motion of this initially. One thing I didn't mention, and this is one reason why there's going to be more cloud cover in southwest Montana, models are indicating the chance for a few showers rolling in right after midnight, places like Lima, Dillon, and then moving northward towards Butte and Bozeman, weakening on their way in. I'm not entirely sure, I'm not entirely convinced that those showers are going to roll into far southwestern Montana overnight tonight, but the chance for a few spotty showers, I won't rule that out completely. So just be aware, fortunately that's happening in the middle of the night, shouldn't cause any kind of problems. Overall, quiet conditions into tomorrow morning. Then we get into the afternoon. You see, once we get a little bit of heating of the day, southwest Montana, and maybe in towards the Bitterroot Valley, we begin to see those thunderstorms as early as about noon to 1 o'clock. You see some of these more yellow and orange tones. Those are those thunderstorms that this particular forecast model and future tracker is indicating. This will likely get closer towards, say, the Butte area, about 2 to 3 o'clock. Missoula, I think we're more in that 3 to 5 o'clock period. Maybe just depends on where they develop and how quickly they're moving, but it's in general, you're getting that southwest to northeast motion, potentially looking at maybe some stronger storms over here. This is looking at 5:30 right into parts of Powell County, so that's roughly over in the Ovando, Elliston areas and north from there, but don't get too focused on the specific locations of these storms. They're still going to be very spotty, so in general, just be aware for the potential of some brief heavy downpours with tomorrow's thunderstorms. Gusty winds over 40 miles per hour is probably our biggest concern with these thunderstorms, but also the lightning threat, especially with how many outdoor activities are ongoing for tomorrow. I know, just looking at Missoula specifically, tomorrow morning we have the Riverbank Run. I believe the first run starts at 10:30 tomorrow morning, and then all day down at Fort Missoula, we've got forestry days. That's all going on outside. So, now I know those two specifically, but I know there's probably plenty of outdoor activities going on across our region. So just be aware, we've got thunderstorms for tomorrow and Saturday, and if you hear thunder roar, go indoors. It's always a great phrase that I love to use, just as for a lightning safety sort of PSA. For lack of better terms. But those showers, we'll still see some spotty showers into the early evening of Saturday. I think by the time we get to midnight, those showers pretty much completely fall apart. They lose that instability in the afternoon and things quiet down. Clouds will continue to increase into really all of the area Sunday morning as that southwesterly flow continues to pump moisture into our region. And this is going to, I'll say, peak in overall coverage into Sunday and Monday morning as that next low pressure trough moves in, and a cold front that's going to bring those temperatures down just a little bit. Looking into the afternoon, as you're noticing, maybe some more thunderstorms specific down here towards Bozeman, further off to the east, maybe Livingston, and so really Gallatin and Park counties. But this is looking at about 3 o'clock. You notice generally not as much in the way of bright returns, like the oranges and even some reds that we were seeing on Saturday, but you see these little yellow and orange patches showing up, spotty thunderstorms trying to mix in with those general scattered rain showers. That'll continue through the afternoon, maybe a better chance of some thunderstorms on Sunday evening, I should say. Greatest coverage will be along and south of Interstate 90 once again, and I might even say along and south of I-90 and the Highway 200 corridor, and south from there. But even saying that, in northwest Montana, they'll be spottier, but probably still looking at about a 30 to 50% chance of showers and thunderstorms up across this region. Higher likelihood, anywhere from maybe 50 to 80% into Sunday evening. Continue to see those showers. You see a little bit of a spin right in this zone. Here comes another one of those low pressure systems that's going to track a little bit further south of our area, but close enough that this is going to bring some cooler air from the north and bring those snow levels down as well. So as we're starting to clear out in northwest and west central Montana, 11 o'clock to midnight, places from Butte down to, say, Dillon, Wisdom, we're going to be looking at primarily rain in the valleys, but snow levels will be falling from about 8,000 feet to as low as maybe 5,000 feet for overnight Monday. And this is going to bring accumulating snowfall to the mountains of southwest Montana, maybe into parts of central Montana as well, north of Bozeman. Something we'll have to keep a close eye on as models have been trending towards a cooler system into Monday morning. And depending on how much cold air gets down, as this particular model is showing, we may even see those snow levels dropping down to, say, 4,000 feet. So places like Dillon, Bozeman, I don't want to rule out the potential of some at least light snowfall. Not expecting accumulating snowfall right at this time, but this is something we'll have to keep a close eye on into this weekend. I think especially towards Bozeman and then up over Bozeman Pass, depending on especially how this model is showing a little bit more enhancement in that zone. Those showers will continue into early Monday afternoon. Still some spotty rain showers at that point, but we'll likely see another system moving in Monday night and into Tuesday, keeping those precipitation chances on the high side. But going back to the snowfall, we do have winter storm watches that are already posted for the Sunday evening through Monday morning time frame for the Madison and Gallatin County Mountains and the Centennial Mountains, as well as for the Beartooth Absaroka Mountains and the Crazy Mountains. Overall, we're looking at least within our region, specifically Gallatin, Madison County Mountains, Centennial Mountains, up to 8 inches of snowfall appears possible, and that could lead to some travel impacts over our passes, especially those right along the state line. So looking at Reynolds and Targhee here near West Yellowstone, maybe even parts of the 191 corridor towards Big Sky could be looking at some impacts. Likely looking at heavier totals towards the Beartooth Absaroka and the Crazy Mountains, maybe more in that 6 to 12 inch range as things look right now. But there is the potential that those could go up and go down. We have a little bit of time to watch this as we head, until we get into that Sunday time frame. But here's just one look at that snowfall potential. You see that zone really in this location, and this is from our European model. I think it has the best, or from the European model, it has the best grasp, I think, on how this could play out right now. But anywhere you see these darker blues, in general, maybe 2 to 6 inches of accumulation, and then you get into the purples, the brighter purple, we're talking 6 to 10 inches, and potentially higher than that in some of those highest peaks towards the mountains in Gallatin County, and then into the Beartooth and Absaroka Mountains. Something we'll have to keep an eye on again, but some late season snowpack builders certainly never hurt. So if you have any questions, again, feel free to ask those really quick. This is sort of the last call as I start to wrap things up. But overall, main takeaways: above average temperatures for Saturday especially. Temperatures will still likely be above average in a few areas into Sunday, though the temperatures will be cooling as that storm system rolls through. Saturday, isolated showers and thunderstorms are expected, primarily from, I'll say again, Butte down towards Wisdom and areas north from there into, say, Lake and Southern Flathead counties. Kalispell, you're right on the edge of that. And then as we get into Sunday, that system really fully moves in. We're going to be looking at more widespread showers and a few isolated thunderstorms in there. Main impacts from those Saturday and Sunday: gusty winds over 40 miles per hour, some frequent lightning, heavy downpours, and some small hail will be possible with those as well. And then we get into Sunday evening and Monday morning, and that's when things start to transition just a little bit more to the potential of snowfall down in southwest Montana. Still primarily up in the mountains right now, snow levels falling from about 8,000 to 5,000 feet. But there is a possibility of at least a little bit of light snow even to places like Bozeman into Monday morning, something we'll have to keep a close eye on into this weekend. But we'll certainly keep you advised for that. If you have any photos or videos of the storm system this weekend, or even any of the events across the area, again, I know I talked about the Riverbank Run and Forestry Days here in Missoula, so if you have any photos or videos of those events, share those with us at nbcmontana.com/chime in. And I think with that, I'll start wrapping this up fully. Tune into our live broadcast here at 10, coming up here in about 35 minutes. And then, of course, always tune into our weekend shows and our morning shows starting next week. And with that, I will see you all on the next one. Have a great evening and a great and safe weekend, and I'll see you next time. With NBC Montana, I'm meteorologist Mitchell Coombs.